On It's Lexan TV, and for this episode, I will be chatting with our very own action vet. That's right, you heard me, action and vet. When you put that together, you get Dr. Kenrith Carter. Dr. Carter has a really big heart for animals, and we're going to be chatting about his love for his profession. And we also have some friends that he brought along as well. So stay tuned, it's going to be an exciting one right here on Lexan TV. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back, it's Lexan TV, and just to remind you again, just in case you've missed it, we are here at the location of 61 West. Great family time in the background, and we're having a wonderful time here as well. Well, for this next segment, ever so often I'm intrigued with persons and their professions, and in my intro you heard me mention my next guest. When you put two words together, you get him. So he's a vet and he loves action, so you get an action vet. I might have to copyright that, right? But on set with me today to talk about his passion and his love for what he does is Dr. Kenrith Carter. Now, Dr. Carter, he's a doctor of veterinary medicine. He's also an exotic animals veterinarian, and he's also a sea turtle. Very relevant, eh? Sea turtle veterinarian attached to ocean spirit. Greetings, my brother, and welcome to Lexan TV. Finally!
Thanks for having me.
Because you act, I say, the word action, we can't take it lightly, because I'm very lucky that you're actually here with Tortoise in hand and everything. I'm lucky you're here, and I'm thankful that you're here, because I know you are constantly on the move. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah?
It's a tough summer, but it's going good.
Tough summer.
Very hot.
Very, very hot. Kenrith, let's start at the beginning. Firstly, can you introduce your friend? So cute.
This little fella here is Franklin.
Franklin.
So baby turtle, he was gifted to my son by a friend of ours with Hayden and Jared. And a lot of people don't know that red-footed tortoises, they start this small. He's actually twice as large from when I initially got him.
No way.
They hatch from eggs, and the eggs are pretty around this size. So, yeah. Had him for the last month. Brought him here for two reasons, actually. You can have him.
Hi, Franklin. Hello, Franklin. Wow. And folks, if you hear a little voice on the sideline, that's Dr. Carter's son. That's his assistant. He's a production assistant today. He will be helping us with another guest shortly. So let's talk about your love and your passion. I mean, how long have you been practicing?
So I've been practicing in Grenada this will be my 6th year. Almost finished 6 years. I studied veterinary medicine here in Grenada. I did my clinicals in Dublin, Ireland. Since then, I've furthered my education with exotic animal medicine in Brno in the Czech Republic. I've done just the last month, in July, I've actually finished a professional certificate in genetics and animal breeding.
Well done.
That's on the professional side. On the volunteer side, I do voluntary work as a sea turtle vet with Ocean Spirits. They're the non-profit organization who do the research for sea turtles throughout Grenada. And it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding. It's rewarding because you don't get the opportunity to work with domestic pets like dog and cat, and as well work with endangered exotic species. Not anywhere you can go in the world and do that. So
not anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Tell me about. Let's dive into the exotic animals just for a tad bit, and let's talk about right here in our backyard. I know we have lots of them, but I'm more interested in the endangered.
Yeah.
Give us an idea as to what is classed as endangered in Grenada.
So we have a few endangered species on the top of the list, because some would be not necessarily the illegal pet trade, but the trade of products, animal products. So in Grenada, especially here on Grenada's beach, we have hawksbill turtles. And traditionally, we had a large population of hawksbill turtles, but because they take the shells, the scoots from the shell, and make jewelry with it, and that's outlawed most places in the world right now, but you can still purchase jewelry in some places. So that would be a critically endangered. It means that the population is almost near extinct. So after critically endangered, the next step is extinction.
That's it.
Yeah. Wow. We also have leatherback turtles nesting here, and we have one of the largest, could be third or fourth largest leatherback turtle nesting site in the world. And in the region we have up here at Levera Beach.
Well, it's not really liver, but hey.
Yeah, and even here on Grenada's Beach as well, you will have the occasional leatherback turtle popping up. And they both nest here, that's hawksbill and leatherback turtles.
Wow.
Green turtles forage here. So the nearest nesting would be across the ocean in Barbados, but you'd have a lot of juvenile green turtle nesting, even right here with the seagrass on Grenada's Beach. So you can bring your family out for a picnic one day and pop into a green turtle right in the grass here.
There they are.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful sight though. Yeah. Anybody else on that list in terms of any other species on that list? What about the iguanas?
So the other thing's going to be, so there's a lot of, it would be one of those places where more research need to be done. Green iguanas in some places have been skyrocketing with population, and some places it's been done. Now, as you know, they're hunting green iguanas in Grenada in the hunting season, but because they breed throughout the year and they lay eggs, it's really hard to gauge the exact population. We don't do quotas. So some places green iguanas are threatened. In Grenada and the Grenadines, there are another 2 species of iguanas. Could be 3. And there's a new one that we found, and it's like a pink iguana. It's not fully pink, but the adult male have a slightly pink hue. And there's another invasive species, but green iguana actually one of the species that can set up in almost any habitat. So you'd find it on the beach, you'd find it on the rocks, you'd find it in the thick vegetation. So because all the data have not been collected on that, you don't know exactly what the population is doing right now. We also have some species that are endemic to Grenada, which is the Grenada bank tree boa, also known as the serpent.
The serpent, right?
And serpent used to play a major role in getting rid of pests. They take rats, they might take some bats and birds. And it's a good thing to have around your house and farm, but it's going to be hard telling a Grenadian to keep a serpent in their yard, right? So, but yes, so even again with Hurricane Ivan, actually, one of the things that we noticed is that a lot of the large adult serpents died. So you would have seen 6 foot plus, easily find a tree boa 6 foot plus. And it took a while, but they are recovering, and there's still a lot of uncharted habitats with a lot of just the parts that was there are gone. So they're making a comeback.
Yeah. Wow.
But the keystone species, of course, would be the Grenada dove.
Yes.
The Leptotilia wellseek. The Grenada dove, which is endemic to Grenada, means you only find it here in Grenada, is also considered as critically endangered because such the low population.
Wow.
I can't tell you the last time that there was an actual full population study done, but they have 2 known nesting areas on the island, which would be the Mount Hatman Dove Sanctuary and National Park, and in Bouchejoux, near to the landfill. So historically, it was a species that developed without predators. So they have a unique things where like normal birds would fly away whenever they see a predator coming.
Right.
The Grenada dove would fly to the ground and walk away.
Really?
Yes. So with the introduction of the Indian mongoose, as well as a lot of cats, and it could be domestic cats as well as feral cats, so cats without homes, they normally prowl the habitat. They can take some of the doves because a bird walking on the ground is easy prey, easy target for a mongoose or a cat.
Wow.
Yep.
That's some good information. I'm sure lots of folks out there didn't realize, and that's why we have people like you in this profession. That's fantastic. Yes.
Ironically, the red-footed tortoise is one of the species you would probably find at any zoo anywhere you go in the world.
Yeah.
And they occur naturally in this region. You would find them on a lot of the small islands between Grenada and Carrick, who have a few subspecies. Now with sea turtle, with ocean spirits, I've been attached with them, I think, would be officially since 2018. Doing the regular voluntary work with just checking up on normal injured turtle in the off season, helping with rescue and relocations whenever someone accidentally trap or intentionally catch a turtle. The other things would be surgeries. So last year, Karen was involved in that too. We successfully did the first sea turtle surgery in Grenada. Yep, it was thanks to the person who called in here was a yachty called in a sea turtle with a trapped fishing line on its flipper. And when we got to the turtle, it was in pretty good condition, the turtle, but the flipper, we weren't able to save the flipper, so we had to do an amputation. Now the good thing is, because of the power of the back flippers, sea turtle could still swim straight with one flipper.
With one.
So you better have a turtle out there with 3 flippers than no turtle at all.
No turtle at all. I like that.
So we did the surgery, and it was new grounds, but we had some training here and there. We corresponded with other professionals in the field, in parent organizations, and we did the surgery. It wasn't like the most technical surgery, but it was good. And it took just over 3 weeks for the recovery period. So we had to feed, and after a couple of days, we named the turtle Flipper, actually. Right. And when Flipper got back to good health, Flipper was eating pretty good. Now, juvenile green turtles would eat. Adult green turtles are vegetarians. Yeah, so after they seen the world, they start eating grass alone. Wow. But juveniles would eat anything from jellyfish, squids and octopus, fish, as well as seagrass. So it was a nice feeding Flipper, because Flipper had a whole array of fish and seagrass, and she actually liked lettuces. And it was just before, I think it was Christmas Eve last year, she was ready to go back in, and we did the release right here on Grandlands Beach, because it's a pretty good habitat for juvenile green turtles. And Flipper is probably, so if you're ever swimming in the beach around here and you see a turtle missing one flipper, it's probably little Flipper.
That's Flipper, right? Yep. You know, I interestingly enough, you know, you need to let us know what really attracted you to this field of work.
I think, well, again, being a Grenadian, veterinary medicine is not the first thing you think of, right? And traditionally, but since I was a kid, like I have a son now, and since I was his age, I used to be all out there in the bush with the animals. When people were inside worried about TV, I was looking at a bird in a tree.
Good for you.
And coming over time, because I went through the whole secondary school system, and coming from humble beginnings, as you shall say, I couldn't afford to go to university. So although if you looked at my life, you would see this man had to be a veterinarian, I couldn't afford to do it. So over a period of time, I decided to try anyway. I was told there were some scholarships available and such. And I went, and I got accepted. And the early years of undergrad, I had to work to pay my way through undergrad, but I did it.
You did it.
And a long years later, I'm a veterinarian. Now half of it is natural.
Yes, yes.
Because sometimes I would be in the middle of a field somewhere and call like a cattle, and a cow would walk up to me. They can't teach you that. A lot of it is natural. I always had this passion ever since I was a kid.
You were born for this.
Had like a lizard hiding in my pocket, had something hiding below the bed. Hide a snake. I remember as a teenager, I used to go move boars all the time. And my mom was terrified of that. And I would come in late in the night with a boy in a bag. I had to hide it below the bed before anyone could see it.
But that's wonderful, and I know that your son has he's already showing signs of it.
Yes,
he's got that gene. He's got that gene already. No, I want us to take a short break. We're going to take a short break, because before we wrap up our lovely conversation, there is another friend that you want to introduce me to. And so that's going to be pretty interesting. Folks, stay right there. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back after this.
Dreaming of taking a break and escaping to an idyllic, happy place? Well, finding it does not require you to go too far. You already live in paradise. All it takes is for you to go out and discover it. Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique are blessed with a wide variety of accommodation that satisfy any taste and budget. Find the one that suits you and your family and treat yourself while having peace of mind that your health and safety is a priority. Knowing that we have gorgeous waterfalls, stunning beaches, and flavorful cuisine, let's be tourists in our own islands and enjoy paradise at home.
Welcome back. It's Lexan TV, and we are still here. Yes, we haven't moved. It's the lovely location of 61 West. In this segment, I am chatting with Dr. Kenrith Carter. Veterinary medicine. He's also, I just call him the action vet on the island, you know? And on set with us right now is Dora, the Mona monkey. And Dora, of course, is exploring what's going on in my lovely centerpiece. Dora, I don't think... No, this is a good shot. Did I look scared for a sec? Oh, as long as she doesn't do any numbers on me, I'm fine. And as long as she doesn't poke her fingers in my eye or my nose or my ear, I'm fine. let's talk about the Mona monkey, because I know the Mona monkey is somewhat indigenous to Grenada. We'd like to brag and say that we are the only island that has Mona monkeys, but Doc, you could correct me on that one, right?
Yes, yes.
Go, girl. Hey, girl. You're on TV. Hey, girl.
Dora.
You hear that sound? I don't want to do it because Dora has a friend, so let's talk
So,
about the Mona monkey.
Seemingly, Lexa, she likes you more than me right now.
I don't know why, but anyway, she better be a good girl.
Yeah. So Dora is a Mona monkey. She's actually one of those rescue rehabilitation cases. I'll explain more in a little bit. The Mona monkey itself, the genetic line in Grenada would be only found in Grenada. The Mona monkey, the adult species, is from Africa. So the story behind the Grenada population of Mona monkeys is that a guy came in once with a female and she was pregnant, and she escaped, went into the forest, had a male baby, and that stemmed the entire Mona monkey population now.
So that's the alleged story, right?
Yeah. So the thing with Mona monkeys is a lot of people try to take them as pets. They do not make good pets.
No.
They do not make good pets. Dora's and Dora was handed over by some students who purchased it off a hunter. She was only this small. She could fit in my hand, in the palm of my hand when we just got her. She had some small injuries, so we nursed her back to health. And the mission is to get her back into the wild, hopefully. Now, with wild animals, if you don't give them enough of that education they need to survive in the wild, they normally don't make it.
They will die, yes.
Yeah. So Dora's been growing pretty well. Have to teach her. She actually hunts. They have a pretty diverse diet. They eat birds, eggs, bats, lizards, snakes, plus fruits and vegetables.
Right, because I noticed some apple here. Yeah,
one of the issues that we'd have is that a lot of people would get a wild animal as a pet and put it in a very small cage.
Right.
Now imagine you have vast rainforest to jump from tree to trees, and then now you're living in this little cage, and then they don't feed them right. So we saw Franklin earlier as a red-footed tortoise who eats worms as well as they're all omnivores, so they would eat anything, and they're opportunistic omnivores. So it might eat a mango now, and then it sees a bird land there, it will eat the bird. So if you keep these animals, you need to give them the right diet, because then if they're not healthy enough, they die. And one of the reasons they don't make good pets is a Mona monkey could live easily 20-30 years.
Wow.
Red-footed tortoises could live 100-150 years. So when you have these animals that basically live forever, if you don't have the right person to hand them down to, they don't make good pets.
Wow. You know what, I just have to say for the record, I think it's these pants. I think it's these pants. These pants probably just speaking to Dora right now. I don't know what it is, but let me tell you, and if my children are looking at this right now, no, I'm not coming home with her, okay? So Kenrith, before we wrap up, you know, let's just touch on domestic animals now. And is there anything of concern out there for folks like me who love my dogs? You know that.
Yes, I do.
Any concerns or anything that we should look out for?
So, currently we have a parvo outbreak on the island, and parvovirus is a virus spread between dogs. Vaccination, as long as you do the proper vaccination, you can prevent it.
Right.
Dora's being unruly.
She's being herself. Girl, be yourself. As long as you don't do any unruly stuff.
So if you see what she's doing there.
Yeah, what's that?
Mona monkeys, they normally gather food and put it in the pouch to eat later. So you might see them eating really fast. They're not actually eating it, they're hiding it in the pouch.
Really?
Yeah. It's a habit. So if you're on the go, you can catch some food and there's danger around, you can run away really fast. And then later.
And then you have food for later.
So one of the normal pets who do that as well would be hamsters. Yeah, they normally pull the pouch like that.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the domestic. Of course, I love exotics. I love wildlife, but it's dog and cats is what really keeps the business going. In Grenada, we have an ongoing rabies situation. So normal pets, if you can vaccinate, as long as your animal has rabies virus, it will die. There is no cure for rabies, but vaccination is a proper preventative. So we always push vaccination. Currently we have a parvovirus which is highly infectious, and unvaccinated pups can get it, and lately we've seen dogs would die within 2-3 days. So
I've been there. I've been there with mine.
So one of those things again, just to push, if you have a pet, make sure you get your vaccinations in order.
Sorry, I'm distracted here.
Yes.
Hi, girl.
Dora came and steal the show.
She did. She's distracting me. I'm forgetting where I am and what I have to do. Hey, you. Kenrith, I am so happy that you made it, and this is, this is great information to share with our viewers as well. And I just want to say congrats and keep the passion alive and keep doing what you love to do.
Let me say, Dora, before you get one of those clips of when interviews go wrong.
Right. I have a new Dora girl. I would love to keep you, but hello. All right, so now that we have Dora offset, I don't know what it is. I thought it was my pants. I thought it was my, my perfume. What could it be?
It's your charms, Lex, and it's your charms.
Oh, no, he had to say that. No, I'm just joking. But that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Keep the passion alive, and how can folks connect with you?
Yep, so if you need to find me, we do have a Facebook page running. It's Dr. Carter Vet. That's DRCRTERVET at facebook.com, or that's also my email, drcartervet@gmail.com. If you shoot a message, you could try the phone as well. We do have a cell line, that's 1473-459-7999. You can send a message anytime, and we normally get back we answer 100% of the messages.
That's good. Yeah. Yes, you do.
Yeah, it's been tough with the calls.
It has been,
because most time, like, I get in the situation, I'm doing surgery here or there, and I'm always with a client, and it is unprofessional to be with one client and talking to someone else on the phone.
Absolutely.
So we seldom get the phone calls, but we always answer 100% of our messages. So if you send a message, we'll get back to you.
Fantastic. Hey, Kenrith, all the best, man. All the best.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for bringing along Franklin and my newfound BFF, Dora. Yeah. Thanks so much again. All right, folks, that's it for Lexan TV. We're going to wrap things up right after this. Well, folks, there you have it. It's been an exciting edition again right here at 61 West for Lexan TV. And just to remind you, if you need to connect with me, you can do so via our Facebook page. Shoot me a message today. Let me know what you're enjoying on the platform.